council rule which speaks that council does not, audience for council members, they're not afforded that opportunity.
Point of order, it's not a minor breach, it's a major breach. You don't have to, you don't have to scare the public and sick the police on the public in a civilized manner. For years we said, wrap up. When Pastor Trailkill went a few seconds over, he made people don't have to be scared to come up here and speak and be intimidated and harassed by the chairperson. Now, I don't care what the majority of this council do on this appeal. It takes 5 votes to overturn the ruling of a chair or a dictator. I'm going to ask and request that you be more polite to these people. Some of them ain't never been here before.
That's right.
And that ain't how we want to operate in this house.
That's right.
And so I'm going to ask you to be polite. You tell them to wrap up. Now, he did go a little over, but at the same time, as soon as that clock hit, you interrupt.
Yeah.
You can have folks come up here, read poems, snapping their thing, all kinds of stuff. And I done watched you. Not just this meeting, I done watched you, depending on what people say. So whatever the majority of this council do on this appeal, I'm not going to let you say fooling around with the public is a minor breach. It's major.
That's right.
For the record, Mr. Mays, please silence your cell phone. Anyone else would like to speak?
Madam Chair,
Ms. Burns?
when you were chairing, the whole vibe has just been completely up. You've been absent for the last 2.
Yeah.
It is a nice consideration to just say, hey, please wrap up. I've seen you do that for people that you like. And I've seen how you do for people who you don't care for. But you should not be weaponizing the police against the residents. You should not be weaponizing the police against the residents. They waited for you. You were almost 20 minutes late start this meeting. People can't get that time back. So when you talk about, being fair, and you're not fair. Let these people, if people are here talking about our funds, the community needs help. Let them speak. You couldn't hear them last week because you weren't here. You couldn't hear the week before that because you were absent. You're now here. He may want you to hear what he has to say. You're now here. Don't weaponize the police. Don't do that. That's just not fair. That's not a way to start a meeting. You rule like a dictator, like a tyrant. It's terrible. You will issue out warrants to anybody for anything except your own behavior.
All right.
You do it every single time. So you need to be fair. Let that energy be positive. This meeting started off, you came in, you asked for 23010, when you put in for Cyrus Park to be tried, which was on that. When you put in for your own organization to receive money. You had 6 people who agreed to have that drop, which should have been discussed. So when you talk about what's fair, that wasn't fair. These people came, let's be polite, let's be respectful to them, and don't rule like a tyrant. Be fair to these people. They're being fair to you. No one came in here and yelled at you because you put Cyrus Park in and did 50,000 and didn't disclose it to anybody.
All right.
That is not true.
Well, we didn't,
Madam Chair, that's correct. And you should warn yourself.
I'll warn myself.
Say what?
I'll warn myself.
Well, then
I'll do what,
you
Mr. Mayor.
warn the board.
What's the matter?
That's the first warning. That's true. Escorted out of the meeting, so you warning yourself, we're gonna keep track. That's
So thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yep, valid point. You are using a valid point of order, so definitely I will warn myself. And so, proceed, Ms. Burns.
Thank you. So when you talk about being fair, you often have when you chair your meetings are unruly and out of order. be fair to the audience. Let them wrap up. Let them
Amen.
wrap up. It's been a long time. We have had a lot of crisis. We had a pandemic. Let them wrap up. It doesn't take but a few seconds. It's just a few seconds just to tolerate, listen, and then move on. But when you get onto this appeal, it's taking more time now to go to the appeal than it would have taken him to have 10 seconds or 15 seconds to wrap up.
Amen.
And you do this every time. You don't want it to get into this, but then you try to make a point, and now we get to an appeal because you want to go to audience side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm watching my time so you can tell me when I'm done. Let these people wrap up, and let's be fair. They waited for you, you were late.
Now.
Anyone else like to speak on this appeal?
Madam Chair,
Ms. Worthing?
I really hope that this council remembers decorum and that we should stay germane to the subject at hand. I heard a lot of words like tyrant and dictator. I find that to be not good language in a professional meeting. I'm sure we can find other words to use to express displeasure, but labeling someone a dictator and a tyrant over enforcing a rule is extreme. And I am tired of extremism. It's extreme to take a ruling and then start screaming about it because you don't like it. It's in the rules. Ms. Lewis has stopped every single speaker in the last many meetings, I can't remember how many, when the bell or the time goes up. Just to be fair, because some people wrap up for 5 minutes, some people wrap up for 2 seconds. So the wrap up wasn't being fair. So I've noticed that she has just said, when time is done, it's over. And that way, there's no discrepancy. It's time, the bell goes off, no one says another word. I'm good with that. It's in the rules, and just to maintain order. So when a speaker is told that their time is over, they have another opportunity to speak, they can come back. No one was recognizing the police. It was just to keep order. He's still here. Mr. Metcalf wasn't going to arrest him. She just needed assistance in getting him off the podium. So I would like us, again, to please remain professional. And that's just what this job. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Worthing. Anyone else like to speak on the appeal?
Dress of public safety. That shit so loud. They should have 30 seconds on that conversation. That shit so bad.
So say you give them 2 minutes at 1:45, is there any way that you can set the bell to where the bell go off in advance of that 2 minutes to tell them they got 15 seconds to wrap up? No.
She done pissed me off. I ain't got no signatures against her in 5 days. I'm finna go get 100 tomorrow. It's finna be 1,100 turned in on her now. She done pissed me off.
Speaking for the program, so he's not a new, person coming before the program.
Request information,
What is your request?
but through you, Mr. Representative Speaker, you and Ms. Liddell, who is low, know he's been the one getting them signatures on her recall. Could that be a factor?
Mr. Mays. Let's not, real quick, Mr. Murphy. Let's not utilize the floor.
Point of order.
What is your point?
My request is to the speaker, not to you. That's the rule. And so you could get your second warning by answering my request for information to the speaker. You want to give yourself your second warning for intervening in that? Or you need to.
Mr. Mays, you cannot use the floor for privileged motion outside of the podium. What is your point?
I didn't use it to take the floor. I asked a legitimate question to the speaker, and you didn't jump in it and you out of order. I'm being nice, because if I appeal, that's your second one. You gotta stay out of something.
Proceed, Mr. Murphy.
Thank you. And, to answer your, question to you, you also know that, Mr. Jones is one of the ones that's living in one of the homes that you pulled out of the 18 homes that have not paid taxes. How many years? So therefore, he's living in a house that you pulled, that they don't pay taxes on, and they
Request information.
What is your request?
Mr. Murphy, do you know it takes 5 council votes to pull a house? I could do it that by myself.
Proceed, Mr. Murphy.
So you asked the question, so I want to respond to you in the same question that you asked.
And request information.
You know that
Request information.
What is your request?
Did you really want me to answer the question about your accusation of me pulling a house, or did you really want me not to answer it and let your comment that was false stand?
Proceed, Mr. Murphy.
You brought up the question about him doing a recall, so I wanted to refresh your memory too, to make sure you remember that he been living in a house that didn't pay taxes in, because you pulled one of that house out of the 18 houses.
Request information. My request is we pull 12 to 18 houses in a pilot project. So you mad because he is one of them?
Mr. May, that is your warning. For violating Rule 26.2.
I'm gonna appeal the ruling of the chair.
That is fine. That is fine.
Your job is to ask.
Mr. May, you don't have the floor.
Point of order.
Mr. May, you don't have the
Point
floor.
of order.
Go ahead, Mr. May.
Your job is to ask, is there a second? Now that's the third violation. You should be out of this meeting.
Mr. May, you did not have the floor. You cannot talk
Point
about
of order, it's the floor.
your point of order.
Is that you failed to answer their.
Mr. May, you do not have the floor.
On a roll.
Mr. May, you do not have the floor. So as we go to the second,
Point of order.
what is your point?
When you don't recognize a point of order, you out of order. You keep telling me I don't have a floor, and I said point of order 3 or 4, 5 times. All talking should cease. You should ask what's my point. My point was your job was to ask if there's a second to my appeal to get a warning. You have not done none of that. This would be your second time out of order, turning this meeting into chaos, and you should be out the door.
So as we
Warn yourself a second
So as Mr.
Point
May,
of order.
point of order denied. So as we go to this,
Your job is to ask what's my point.
you
Point
can
of
always
order.
say,
Point of order.
what is your point?
You are refusing repeatedly to give yourself your second warning and head out the door.
As we're proceeding to go into Mr. May's second, because he called a point of order, he called an appeal on his first warning, we're getting there. So is there a second to Mr. May's appeal for him violating Rule 26.2?
Madam Chair, I second.
All right, so second by Ms. Byrne. So that's the second
Point of order,
appeal.
Madam Chair.
What is your point?
It shouldn't take all this fussing and howling from me to keep you in order.
Mr. May, what was
Point
the
of
roll?
order. Let me make my point of order. If you don't cause this much chaos and stay out of order, and I got to keep telling you, you should have your second warning and should be out of the door. So you was.
Point of order denied. Mr. May, we're trying to go with
I
the meeting.
appeal that ruling.
Is there a second to this appeal?
I support.
Okay. So, and your appeal is that,
You have breached order 2, 3 times. You won't give yourself a second warning, trying to hold on to that chair, and you should already be out of the door. You're causing chaos.
seconded by Ms. Brown. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead back to our first appeal. Anyone else to speak in the first appeal? Anyone speak on the first appeal?
Mr. Murphy still has the floor.
Thank you. Mr. Murphy.
So, my point is, I understand the wrap up with the, speaker, but his intention really wasn't to wrap up, in my opinion. It was to continue on with his statement, just because his 2 minutes was up. Had he was just wrapping up, because that's what he was trying to do, I'm down with it. And I'm down with if somebody, 2 minutes is past the 2 minutes, and okay, we're giving them a little 5 or 10 seconds. But this is, in my opinion, and it's personal what is going on with this situation. I don't want to get involved in it, but he can come in here long enough. He knows what 2 minutes is. 2 minutes is 2 minutes. And I mean, it is what it is. Unless y'all want to change the rules and say you got 30 seconds to wrap up after 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Anyone else like to speak on this?
Yes, Madam Chair. And Mr. Murphy, I hear what you're saying, but we can't, I mean, we all can't sit here and say that, Mr. Jones is, urged to finish what he was saying is personal. I don't think he was being malicious or anything like that. But I do feel like the chair, and any chair should give the residents a chance to wrap up before we rudely interrupt them. You know, I mean, just give the residents latitude. The residents are the reason that you sit in your seat. And we want them to engage in the process. No one should feel threatened when they come to this chamber. This chamber is for the residents. So, I mean, and I hear what everyone's saying, but the residents come first. Thank you.
Anyone else like to speak on this appeal? Anyone? Mr. Pfeiffer?
This is a joke.
Thank you.
We are going to waste an hour because of a 12-second wrap. This is why there's YouTube or TikTok or whatever else is, because of this right here. This is an hour that we're going to waste with all these appeals and discussions for 10, 12 seconds of wrap up. I don't want to be able to say this is a damn joke.
Yes, it was.
Mr. Murphy, I hear what you're saying. I do. But he wasn't personally attacking you when he was speaking about Harlem.
Yes, he was.
So, no, but you said it was personal with him. But he wasn't addressing a council person. He was addressing us as a body, speaking of Harlem. So whether or not we want to, I mean, the clock and all of this chambers is new. If he was addressing us this way, he can't see those teams to know exactly where he's at. There isn't a TV right here. So if he's truly at that lectern, looking at us, and us looking at the people the way that they want us to acknowledge them, they can't see that clock. They need a TV right behind these TVs. So for us in our second meeting, to throw the gauntlet or to throw the hammer down, and I don't necessarily think that she ever said, come remove him from the meeting. She just wanted to bring order back. So there's a conflict there, but she not have a 12-second wrap up and that now an hour delay, discipline. Kindly, Mr. Chairman.
Yep. About time you speak up, sir.
Madam Chair, I just want to, because I know one of our colleagues stated earlier that everybody is not familiar with the rules, right? Me being new, still familiarizing myself with the rules. So all I want to do is read 29.7 for everyone. Because y'all keep saying 29 whatever, 26 whatever, but they are not sitting out there with the same tools that we have in our hands. So 29, per Council Rule 29.7, any person speaking at a council meeting may be called to order by the president or any council member for failure to be germane, for vulgarity, or for speaking in excess of the allotted time. So take any consideration at the time is the time, and then also what Mr. Pfeiffer said of they do not have a screen before them. I'm not sure, I don't know what they're, do you all have a screen right there where you can see the time? Okay, so they do have a screen where you can see the time.
If you lean
You
over.
can see it from the lectern, correct? Okay. So, I mean, and the one thing that I will say with this is, when we are asking people to wrap up, I definitely want us to be careful. I don't believe the police was weaponized. However, I do want us to be careful with how that looks and how that feels for someone that is frustrated and expressing themselves. I would also urge everyone to know that the time is the time, and I think the beautiful thing about this being special affairs is that Mr. Jones does have a chance to come up and speak during council. I don't recall hearing you say for Mr. Metcalf for Officer Metcalf to put him out, but again, let's just, everybody be easy. The time is the time, and then also let's not make the residents feel as though we do not want to hear from them, but at the same time, everybody respect the time.
Thank you. So, anyone else would like to speak on the Anyone else? So with that being said, I'll be the last one to speak. Unfortunately, some people call the way that I chair a dictatorship. But what I do, I enforce the rules that was voted on by this body. This body voted to have public speaking being at 2 minutes. And after the 2 minutes, no one is allowed, including council, the time to wrap up after they're allowed time to speak. So, one time I did that, it was in the dome. People, they began to, Madam Chair, let me wrap up. I gave someone 5 seconds. That 5 seconds turned into 30 seconds. But still, it was under the guise of let the person wrap up. I was in violation of council rules on that day. And so I said that I will not afford people the opportunity to wrap up. It is all of our duties to pay attention to our time. When we're speaking, I have 2 minutes and 12 seconds left. I respect that. After my 2 minutes is low, I'm going to stop talking. And that is the rule. And so we encourage and we want everyone to follow the rules. There are no respective person. So unfortunately, we have colleagues to violate Robert Rule that say that they are, that they know our motives. That's Robert Rule at 4:30. They must never attack or make any allusions of the motives of members. Unfortunately, this body does that, and we get off track. We're not here to get on track. That's why all of our speakings are timed. It is your responsibility to take a look at the clock and make sure you're within the boundaries. So our council rule says public speaking is 2 minutes. If you're after 2 minutes, then you will be told that that is your time and you will be asked to have a seat. Unfortunately, Mr. Jones, he is a frequenter of our meetings. He knows the rules. Mr. Jones invited me to have the police come up here and escort him because he was going to say what he wanted to say regardless. And so I didn't tell Metcalf to come and arrest him. We needed him removed from the lectern so we can have our next speaker. This is not a dictatorship. One thing that I do, I go by these rules that was voted on by your city council. If you all have a problem with the 2 minutes and the no wrap up, please contact your local council person so when it's time for the rules, they won't abstain. Because those that have a problem with the rules, they abstained and didn't vote for them. So I will be fair with everyone. If my mother hit the lectern, she's over 2 minutes, Mama, sit down. That's the way this works. So with that being said, a yes vote will overturn the ruling of the chair, and a no vote will sustain the ruling of the chair. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Carter.
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Bouchette?
No.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Ms. Worthing?
No.
Mr. Mays?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
No.
Mr. Murphy?
No.
Ms. Priestley? No. Vote is 4 yes, 5 no.
The vote is 4 yes, 5 no. That appeal died, so now we're moving on to the second appeal. The second appeal was Mr. Mays kept abusing request for information. And so, Mr. Mays, you may speak on your appeal. Oh, and he will issue the warning. Mr. Mays, you may speak.
I'm glad you said that. I appealed the warning. But, you know, y'all can look and listen to me any way you want, but it's thousands of people looking, and I want them to know. I want them to know. And I want you to know. The Lord moves in certain ways. If these majority gonna be sticklers for the rules, when we get to the resolution to remove Ms. Lewis and Mr. Murphy, will they stick with the rules?
All right.
That's gonna be the question. All of the folks that's up here that's sticklers for the rules, whether it's 12 seconds, the Lord has laid the table out.
Yes.
See, I don't mind getting the first warning and can't get 5 votes from the majority to overturn. But she didn't have second warning. If she get it by the majority who is sticklers for the rules, she would be gone from this meeting. If the rules say you can't take money, gifts, and lawnmowers from people who you gotta vote $72 billion for, that's what the charter say, that's the bigger rule. Then the majority who are sticklers for these rules, and it relates to 12 seconds, and Mr. Jones, and warnings to me, should vote to suspend them for 6 months, 90 days. Remember, they sticklers for the rules. And the rules just don't apply to me and Rich Jones. They apply to Mr. Murphy and Liddell Lewis. Where they done took money, gifts, gratuities, and didn't recuse themselves from a vote for $72 billion on the Buick project. It's called corruption. It could be turned over to the FBI. And here, they want to be sticklers for rules, but I will watch Candace Bashad, Judy Priestley, Eva Worthy, and the sticklers for the rules. I'm going to watch Liddell Lewis and Quincy Murphy themselves. They call themselves throwing me out for 30 days for a rule violation. Now here we go. They have violated the rules. And the majority is voting publicly if it relates to that. The Lord moves in funny ways.
Anyone else want to speak on this appeal? Anyone else? Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yeah, I don't know what this appeal is, but I want to clean up the misinformation. We voted on 3 minutes. There's nothing about public speaking in 2 minutes in these rules.
Oh.
There's no 2 minutes for public speaking. We voted for 3 minutes. That's the only 3 minutes in this that we voted on. So we keep talking about we voted for 2 minutes for public speaking. That is a false statement. It's what we
What is your point?
Mr. Pfeiffer, to the speaker, are you telling me all this to do about 2 minutes really shouldn't be 3 minutes anyway, is that your point? Correct.
Show it to the group. Show it to the public.
Madam Clerk. So just for verification. And Mr. Piper, can you tell me something?
There's only one section that addresses public speaking, and that is 29. 29.5, and it also addresses.
Point of order. Point of order.
And what the other one?
Point of order.
Mr. Piper.
My point of order is to you. He said what he had to say. Are you doing a request for information, or what are you doing? Because we deal with this later. The point is the point. This is the appeal on you giving me a warning. Did you do a request for information for Mr. Piper?
As the chair, I'm asking Mr. Piper a question. So what was the second?
Point of order is called a request for information. You a stickler for the rule. It ain't just because you're the chair. That means the chair should be going to the next speaker or doing a request for information. But I'm gonna back off.
Thank you. Mr. Piper, Mr. May, thank you. So just for clarification, what you said, what was the second one that you said, the second one?
So it's 29.3 and 29.5, which address the public hearings. But 29.3 is the public hearings. There's no 2 minutes. The only 2 minutes in this rules is council response to public.
Wow. Ripping us off all the time. Right. Wow. 8 people missed that?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Piper.
How did 8 people miss that? Hey, how did 8 people miss that?
Ms. Burns.
This is not worth it.
Okay, and he is correct. So the audience will have clarity. Rule 29.3 states, members of the public shall have no more than 3 minutes per speaker during public comment. Only one speaking opportunity per speaker. Numbered speaker slips will be provided prior to the start of the meeting to those wishing to speak on a portion of the agenda. That speaks to when we're in council. City council members may not ask a member of the public at that time. May not speak to a member of the public at that time. Public speakers may not allocate or donate their allotted time to another person. Then on to Rule 29.5, it states, members of the public shall have no more than 3 minutes to address the city council during a public hearing. And it does not state anywhere about the 2 minutes
Why did they know that?
except for council only has.
They knew that, though.
Why in the heck did they say it?
They knew that.
Mr. Jones would have been within his 3 minutes.
I had 48 seconds.
8 people missed that. Thanks, Mr. Jones.
I had 54 seconds.
I get what you're saying, to wrap up and how people wrap up. And I will say this, former Councilman Maurice Davis always allowed people to wrap up, and it ran smooth. When he would run his meetings, it just ran smooth. Just to let people wrap up and get it out. You know, people have been waiting for a very long time. And here it is, we have the rules, and our chairs don't know the rules. We and fairness, chairing is not easy. It's not an easy task. But you have to rule this, give people some grace. Give people some grace.
Ally
Because
should have
apply
told
the
her.
rules and stick all the way across. These rules are broken all over every single day. And include the council rules and the charter. They are broken. So we're gonna follow the rules, and we're gonna follow the rules. But this council has not been following any of the rules. This council does not. But as it pertains to Mr. Rich Jones, for our council, and all the speakers would still have more time to finish up. So, you know, they were stopped at 3 minutes, at 2 minutes.
2 minutes
still have
last
a
week.
minute left.
That's right.
And this should be a learning experience for us. giving residents the grace and a wrap up the session. And law, our charter, they have 3 minutes. So, thank you, Madam Chair.
All right, so, thank you, Ms. Burns. So what we'll do going forward, now that we have like, Madam Clerk, so per the rules, each person will have the 3 minutes. And it looks like it may be in order for us to address this at a later time.
No, give me my 50 to 48 seconds.
What about a public
So,
apology?
but where we are, we have moved past that, and we are on the appeal of Mr. Mays. So we need for council people to stay germane for Mr. Mays' appeal. So right now, we are appealing, not the first one, but we are talking about Mr. Mays abusing privileged motions, request for information. That's where we are.
This is everything should be violated.
At least he came out.
On that appeal. Ms. Burns, you already spoke. Ms. Shepard.
And I do have a question, and this is absolutely.
Madam Chair, point of order.
What's your point? No,
No, I didn't get to speak yet. Madam Chair, I have a question. Through you to the city clerk, and this is very germane, because his, the whole reason we are even at this appeal is because we started talking about the time. So to Madam Clerk, have they only been getting 2 minutes, or have they been getting 3?
2. We watched it last week too.
All the weeks too.
And can you speak up? I can't hear you.
The rule that you guys have referred to also says that the public can only speak during regular council meetings. So if you want to enforce this rule, that means they won't be able to speak at any committee meeting. They won't let speak at council meetings.
Y'all need to change that.
I think that
Change
it's
that.
like somebody and the council decided to keep the 2 minutes. It came up, you guys, you voted on it, you're not in a meeting. It's not in the rules, because this came up before. But these rules say that member of the public wishes to address the council, they may do so at a regular council meeting. That's in the rules. So, that, I just want to point that out. So if we're going to enforce that rule, that means they can't talk at every committee, technically, per the rules. But this came up before, because this mistake was discovered. And have the 2 minutes.
What the hell put all those people
thank you.
Request for information. Through you, Madam Chair.
Right.
Do you understand that in the Open Meetings Act, they have to be able to speak that?
That's right.
So, I know because you walked away, you just came back, you weren't clear, that I was trying to get clear to know how much time they had, so I'm gonna give you some clarity since you walked away and just came back. I'm simply trying to find out, how much time.
So what is your request?
Mr. Sack, my request for information is what I heard the clerk tell you when I was here. They have to be able to speak at every meeting. That was my point. You said ignore it or.
Your information is not for me.
Mr. Mays, that was again, an invalid request for information. So, we want to go ahead, Ms. Michelle, please proceed.
Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out one, now we're at the point where the city clerk is saying they should not even be speaking during committee, or that it was voted on at some point in time before I got here, that they should only have 2 minutes to speak, and during committee. Is that correct through you to Madam Chair? Madam Clerk, sorry, yes.
Get it straight, man, get it straight.
2 minutes for committees, all must be including special.
I can't hear you.
What about the open meeting? There's a lot of different things y'all gotta read. Y'all just can't read one paragraph and that.
Okay, so the voted upon rule was for 2 minutes for all committees, including special affairs that we're in right now.
When it was this came up before in a meeting, and when it was discovered, it was just kept it on the agendas at 2 minutes. So this could be corrected at a later date. And this set of rules was postponed, so that it couldn't be addressed until next January. So changes couldn't be made, so it was kept on at 2 minutes, every committee for the public.
Okay, so then again, to you, Madam Clerk, this rule that we're reading now about the 3 minutes does not apply to what we're talking about with the 2 minutes in committee, because we're in special affairs right now, correct? Yes? Okay, thank you.
All right, so anyone else would like to speak on the information here? Mr. Murphy?
For you to, city attorney, could you clarify the, public speaking that you want special affairs or is it allowed or
Point of order,
Her open meeting.
What was your point?
Madam Chair.
They don't bring it on the phone.
Really, if you listen to me, this discussion on these minutes is not germane to making a warning for a legitimate request for information to clarify something for a point of order. This ain't the appeal on how many minutes, so really, you let this get out of hand and let it get out of hand, and y'all have penalized me for not being germane. This ain't about the minutes of speaking, it's about me appealing whether or not I did legitimate request for information to clarify something. So I'm gonna say that whether you want me to understand it or not.
Thank you, Mr. May. Point of information is, gladly taken. So we're in. Point of order. Thank you. So, again, I'm asking colleagues to state your name to Mr. May's appeal, 26.2. Him violating the request for information. We kept interrupting Mr. Murphy. Go ahead, Mr. Murphy.
Well, my colleague in the first ward, saying that you always want to interrupt me when what I'm saying is not germane or, not what he wants. So he can throw the rocks, but he can't catch them on something thrown back at him. He originally started off talking about, a recall with Dr. Lewis that had nothing to do with the subject matter. But then when I came back on him and talked about the speaker and what he done for somebody personally behind closed doors and why they loyal to him, now he want to request for information. But it's okay for you to stop somebody and interrupt somebody when they saying stuff that you don't agree with. But when we talking, and as long as it's aligned up with what you can't have it both ways. You can't throw no rocks at me and it can't get thrown back at you and it can be okay. And that's the problem. You take what request for information, and you turn around and you use the request for information to gather the vote so that you can use and say that you want to stop me from continuing on with my thought pattern because I'm saying stuff that you don't agree with. Well, give me school.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Anyone else like to speak on this appeal? Okay, seeing that there is no one else to speak on this appeal, I'll be the last one. According to Rule 26.2, 26.2 reads, well, I'll start with 26.1. A request for information requests information from a member holding the floor. 26.2. Its purpose is to help the member making the request for information understand the process and potential consequences of the next vote. A request for information that asks a question for which the requester already knows the answer is improper. Unfortunately, Mr. Mays got the floor over 5 times making improper requests for information. Therefore, the chair issued Mr. Mays his first warning. If you would like to overturn the ruling of the chair, vote yes, but in order to sustain the ruling of the chair, vote no. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Burns? Yes. Ms. Michelle?
No.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Coming out.
Ms. Morgan?
No.
Mr. Hayes?
Yes.
Right.
Ms. Lewis?
No.
Mr. Murphy?
No.
Ms. Priestley? No. Mr. Attorney?
Yes.
3, 1,
Yes.
5.
The vote is 3 yes, 5 no, 1 abstention. So that's that appeal. Mr. Mays has his first warning. So the next point of order that we had was Mr. Mays said the chair should be thrown out of the meeting for breaching order and for promoting chaos. Mr. Chair, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, Madam Chair, the rules is clear. When you hit a turn point of order, all talking should cease, and you should ask the person who called the point of order, what is your point? It ain't no scolding nobody, it's clear cut. Point of order. The chair should say, what's your point? And take it from there. You didn't do that. When I appeal the ruling of the chair, the rules is clear. You should immediately ask if there's a second to the appeal. You should be, and it's clear, it's recorded. And so I appealed it because you gave yourself your first warning. When you act out of order repeatedly, you should get a second warning and should be gone. And so you are out of order. And it's very important for me to demonstrate to this community how people vote and act in cliques. They don't care too much about, y'all don't care too much about these rules. You care about a clique. And see, the 5-member clique out of 9 makes you the vice president, makes Priestley the finance chair. And I don't know what Candace Mashat trying to be. Yeah. Maybe she trying to be the president, the vice, because they vote in cliques. Yeah. They're not voting on the rules. All of that poppycock about 2 and 3 minutes wasn't germane to me doing a point of information. When you heard her read the rule for point of information, she said, if I know the answer, it's illegal. If I do a request for information, I don't know what's in their brain. I don't know the answer. But I got the right to ask a request for information to clarify something. And I clarified that Rich Jones was in their petitions against your partner, Mr. Murphy. And I'm making a point that if the majority take an oath of office to live up to these rules, fine. I'll take a warning. I'll take 30 days off. But guess what? Is they're gonna do that to themselves. Yeah. Because the city charter is bigger than the rules. You shouldn't take money, lawnmowers, gifts, gratuities, and then vote on a $72 million deal. So it's gonna be very interesting.
Mr. Mays, so, just for the record, you are in violation. You're in violation.
Point of order.
Those statements are in violation of Robert Rule 430, which talks about the looting of motives and other members. So that's not appropriate. So
I
please,
appeal
those
the
statements.
ruling of the chair to interrupt me and say what I'm saying ain't relevant and appropriate. If you interrupt me, folks, I'm appealing that. You're out of order again. This will be your third or fourth one.
Is there a second to the amendment?
I second.
Yes, I'll support that appeal.
I should have 12 seconds. Remember, we sticklers for time when she interrupted me. I should have 12 seconds to try to rush and say what I'm gonna say. Oh, yeah. But if I do it in 9, you can get me for being over the time, because y'all sticklers. Y'all took oath of office to live up to the rules. Ms. Lewis, it's getting to you that y'all done broke the biggest money corruption. You couldn't even let me finish in 9 seconds for interrupting me trying to protect yourself. I want to see what Worthy, Priestley, and Mashat don't do.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor. Anyone else like to speak on this appeal? Ms. Worthy?
I don't know, my button is sensitive, I don't know how long yours, but, man, it's been almost 2 hours now.
Some of my colleagues are happy with that because they're supporting these appeals. I would like to see.
What is your point?
Your Robert's rules, you say Rule 43.21, can you warn your colleague about the motives of saying her colleagues will be liable to one you? Please warn her.
From the council member who called you a dictator and a tyrant.
So, what is your point?
Are you going to rule on Rule 43.21 with her?
43.21?
That's the rule, and you're talking about staying on task, the motives of your colleagues, that we're supposed to stick and stay germane. You quoted about 15, 20 minutes ago. Can you please warn your colleague?
So she stated that you all support the appeal.
No, Madam Chair, what she stated was, she seems like the colleagues are happy. How does she know what makes me happy? She doesn't know.
So he doesn't look happy, sound happy. Yeah, I have a problem with a council member who is constantly not germane, constantly accusing other colleagues of something, constantly causing disruption, but yet can't handle that one comment. You are supporting the appeals, and it's wasting our time. There are people here who want to see us pass dollars for ARPA funds, pregnant women, you name it, and yet here we are. If they're not frustrated, I can't believe it, because I would not come to a meeting. I mean, some are here for TikTok fame, but this is a professional meeting. We shouldn't be giving them what they want. We should be giving them the city business getting done.
Excuse me, Mr. Mitchell, that's your warning. Stop yelling out. You're out of order. So, that is your warning.
Somebody appeal that. No, that's all right. He'll take it.
When Ms. Worthing said what she said, you had people clapping and applauding her on this side of the room and that side, and Mr. Mitchell said like an amen in church. Nobody had the floor. Let the audience clap, boo, or whatever until the speaker gets the floor. Don't interrupt folks and give them warnings because they clap, and they got the right to clap, they got the right to boo. Ain't that a little much?
According to Robert's Rule 43:28, when you're yelling out vocally and you are disrupting the meeting like Mr. Mitchell has been doing this meeting, that is Mr. Mitchell's first warning.
That's the wrong.
If you yell out, this is for all council members, including audience members. You cannot verbally yell out and interrupt the council members. That's not acceptable. So with that being said, anyone else like to be on the committee?
Madam Chair,
Ms. Burns.
the audience, everyone has been speaking now. We would have had about 20, we should have about 20 warnings to the audience. Let them, they speak in, which they said we were out of order, and this appeal, we are literally, and this is the truth, and I'm not gonna take it to 6:15. You started the meeting almost 20 minutes late. You were late starting the meeting. So therefore, now we're getting into this. Let some stuff go. We know that the community takes care of him, and you are warning RL. He's not the only one. At the same time, we have 5 other people saying we out of order. You did not warn them. You did not. You are unfair ruling. If I can hear it, I know you can hear it. I know you can. So let's just pull back, get the meeting on, let it be easy. People are saying how they feel. They took the time to come down here. He is a unique person. Give him some grace.
Thank you very much.
Please give him some grace. Sir, I need you to calm down.
Almost said, little girl gonna bring us in. Man.
Outbursts are not controllable all the time. And what he does react to is when you are calm And when you say to him, or give him a bit of, just a look, RL, and a calm tone, he does react to that. I mean, when you say to him, I'm gonna give you a warning, he doesn't react to that. You know he's new. So just be fair. We have to deal with people, especially everyone knows about RL has better tickets than most of us. So RL is going to be quiet, so he won't get any warnings unless he's at public speaking. Because I want RL to stay in the meeting. So he's going to be quiet and patient and no outbursts so that he can stay within the meeting. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Anyone else would like to speak on this, on Mr. May's order of the chair need to be, removed for excited chaos? Anybody else? All right, so with that being said.
Point of order, Madam Chair. You keep misstating my appeal.
What's your appeal?
My appeal was you not asking for seconds on appeals and the order you was doing business. You just trying to paraphrase it like, hey, I appeal because you wouldn't give yourself a second warning and had many violations. That was my appeal.
Okay, thank you, and I appreciate you for saying that. Anyone else?
All right, you get your second warning.
I just want this public to hear, watch this. Those who are critical thinkers that really think, okay, for the last 30 days, we did a resolution to remove Councilman Mays from his seat for 30 days. Within those 30 days, we did not always agree, but we agreed to disagree in a way where we were able to move forward and we did get up out of here. Now that Mr. Mays is back, and I know he's in this position, we appreciate him being back, but also, some of us want to come out here and get the business done. Now that we here, we haven't even really got into the agenda of special affairs, because we going back and forth with these prisoners and my appeals. Going back and forth with each other, and it's ridiculous. When things don't go his way, he appealed, point of order, point of information, request for information to gain the floor, and in my opinion, he is abusing the point of order, the point of information, and the request for information. Now he want to remove the chairperson. So I think it's really personal with him, and he's coming back, and you guys see we got two
Request for information.
What is your request?
Mr. Murphy, you say you think it's personal. Could it possibly be that I want an equal application of the rules? Could that be possible?
Again, that is an invalid use. An invalid use of a request for information.
He is dumb.
No, it's point of order.
She just flat out
What is
dumb.
your point?
That's
No, it's
dumb
not. He made a statement that he thinks it's personal. I'm asking him to clarify. Do you think it could be a long, important, equal application of the rules? Now, if you want me to appeal that, I will, but it's not invalid for me to try to clarify something. That's what a request for information is.
That's right.
So I'll make it worse.
Proceed.
Is it possible that you can take and read something and interpret it to make it fit your interpretation when it may not be law? So you have took something out of the charter and you have interpreted it, and you think you are a lawyer or whatever you call yourself wanting to be, and you think you know law better than law knows itself. Thank you.
Anyone else would like to speak on this bill? Seeing none, I will go ahead and be the last. Unfortunately, what we have here is Councilman Mays is not giving the chair an opportunity to chair. The one thing I am fair on the application of the rule. Because Mr. Mays, when you called the point of order, I was attempting to clarify the point of order. So when you corrected me and said, point of order, I'm giving you, I did point of order, but you didn't ask for a second. I was trying to get that clear the first time,
Request
but
information.
what is your request?
I didn't say that on the point of order, I said that on an appeal. You don't need a second on the point of order.
So on your appeal, Mr. Mayor, I was trying to receive clarity. If the chair doesn't have clarity, then the chair can't properly write your appeal. And if I can't properly state your appeal, I can't get a second. So when I was trying to get clarity for that, you kept saying point of order, point of order, point of order. Because I didn't immediately ask for your second. Before I can document what your situation is, I have to have clarity. Then I can get a second. Otherwise, we'll have chaos and confusion. And so because I waited, and you kept point of order me, you kept abusing that privilege motion, and the only thing I was trying to get was clarity to what you were trying to say. You would not give me the opportunity to get the clarity. You moved on and said that I was inciting chaos and et cetera, et cetera. So I wrote down the last thing that you said. The chair breached order and should be removed from inciting chaos. That's what I wrote down. Because you refused to be clear. So I could get your second. So with that being said, the chair did nothing wrong besides attempt to clarify what the council. What is your request?
Do we really need clarity to say is there a second to the appeal? When you hear the word appeal, what is it to clarify to ask if there's a second? Are you making this up and you really believe that?
Again, he used the privilege motion to take the floor on an answer that he already knows. As stated before, the chair must have clarity on what the request is at hand. I can't write down something that I don't know anything about, and we can't get a second for something that's not clear. So with that being said, if you support the chair, vote no. If you want to overturn the ruling of the chair, and the chair didn't even rule, the chair was just trying to, I don't know what he's talking about. But if you support the chair, vote no. If you support Mr. May's point, vote yes. Roll call, Madam Chair.
No.
Mr. Piper, not in. Ms. Worthing?
No.
Mr. Bates?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
No.
Mr. Murphy?
No.
Ms. Priestley? No. Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
The vote is 3 yes, 5 no.
The vote is 3 yes, 5 no. The ruling of the chair stands. So now we can continue with public speaking. I want to speak. No. More people.
Yeah, somebody else has have something to say.
It's my time, please. Thank you. I've been waiting.
Be quiet. Hey, watch out, preacher. Yeah, I told the preacher to be quiet.
Yeah, we were still on public speaking. We were still on public speaking. I wasn't the last one. Yeah, I wasn't the last one.
Okay, so,
We should be on public speaking still.
All right.
all right, so we have one more appeal.
Oh, you gotta vote for her to be thrown out that meeting.
Interrupted, so let's go ahead and be clear. So the chair said that he violated, Robert's rules for 30, and he appealed the ruling of the chair and said that he was interrupted. Go ahead, Mr. Mayor.
I want the public to really understand these exercises, because I watch people nod their head and, make gestures. I read the demeanor of the public. The public really don't know these rules. And some council people really don't know. And I don't really know them because they changed.
Point of order, please hold, Madam Clerk. The clock.
Something wrong with it. Paul? Some more technical difficulties. Brand new building, same old problems.
Guys trying to tell us something.
What's going on in there, baby? We going up.
Y'all done? Y'all ready for public speak now?
Now, we ain't we should go further. Kay Smith in the house.
Mr. Mayor, please.
Call, I'm recognizing that police officer walking.
Put the charger on that phone.
Now, we can use a regular clock if we got technical difficulties, Madam Chair. We could be done. The clerk.
Mr. Mayor, please hold. Okay, so the clock is off.
Yeah, she didn't even know what we had stopped. Okay.
Please proceed.
Let me proceed by saying this, and you know, I talk slow and whatever, but you know, when you in this council meeting, make out because of the clock. I've been sitting on this council for 10 years, getting into 10 years. And I've seen council people come and go. And my grandmother say some of them would be too big for their britches. That's what you got going on here. You should use common sense and courtesy. When I was president with this same group, except for Ms. Dad Road was here, I said, do away with the rules, use common sense and courtesy. It's recorded on Channel 12. We blew through the business. Blew through the business and got accolades. But then Mr. Murphy, Hergenroder, Liddell Lewis, Eva Worthing, and they wanted chairmanships, presidencies, and they teamed up with some folks. They switched Priestley and Piper to their side. Piper go back and forth. Priestley been steadfast. And it's been chaos ever since. Now here they don't think the public got sense and can see. The public see a different application of the rules when it comes to me. The public see I'm talking to them. She interrupts when we have the floor. She makes excuses when we get into the appeal. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know. If you didn't know, you didn't know. It takes time to learn. They've been here about a year. They try to act like we don't get business done. We've been getting business done since the water crisis, since emergency managers, major business. And Mr. Murphy, we can't get that done. He's back now. They was arguing and fussing when I wasn't here. Worried and standing up over Burns. Don't use me as a scapegoat. Admit to your wrongdoing and quit taking up to each other wrongly against the rules. Yeah. Bottom line, they condoning their bad behavior to people with a quit.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Anyone else would like to speak on this appeal? All right, seeing none, I will go ahead and be the last to speak to close out the appeal. The reason why I interrupted Mr. Mays with his last 9 seconds is because per Robert's rule, we can refer to Robert Rule 430, and we also can go down to 43.20 and 43.21. You cannot talk about the intent, for one, you must stay germane. You must stay germane to the issue at hand. Secondly, you cannot speak about the motives or intentions of other council members. It goes against, well, if you can, that goes against Robert's Rule 4320, 4321. And unfortunately, Mr. Mays been speaking about intentions of council members all night. Two examples is him talking about Councilman Murphy and I took illegal money for a bribe for our vote, and then also saying that I ruled against Rich Jones because he's collecting signatures. No, I ruled against Rich Jones and I ruled against Mr. Mays for the violation of the rules you set before us. And so, unfortunately, Mr. Mays does not stay germane to what we're speaking about. If we're speaking about rocks, we talk about rocks. If we're speaking about soil, we talk about soil. It is not Mr. Mays' job to speak about anything outside of that, moreover, to insinuate that colleagues have different intentions and to speak on the colleague's motives. This is, go ahead, what's your request?
In regards to roof, is it true that Rule 43.21 would also be in response to how, if I was on Rule Fair, Councilwoman in 9, if I was happy or not? That's Rule Fair, Madam Chair, we did not rule on that. Which I stated, and that required, when I stated 43.21, and you're stating Rule, Robert's Rule 43.21 again. You're not applying it fairly.
So, right here is in that accusatory nature. No one is accusing of anyone. When she said, look happy, well, colleagues are not sad to the field. This right here is Mr. Mays. He's making allegations. He's making allegations that are untrue, that many people are saying.
She said that she wasn't her.
Madam Chair, what I'm talking about with you and Quincy Murphy, those are not allegations, those are admitted to facts that you admitted to in a public meeting. It's a fact. These are not allegations, these are facts that you and him admitted to, correct?
Again, Mr. Mays is in privileged motion to take the floor. The point is, Mr. Mays said that our vote was bought and paid for. That is not true. And so you cannot speak on those terms according to Robert rules. And so you were in violation. And so unfortunately, as the chair, my hard job is to make sure that you call out things that are out of order, to keep the meeting flowing smoothly. Unfortunately, now that you're back, we can't do this. Unfortunately, that's the case. Unfortunately, you have two colleagues that continue to second. And that's why we are an hour and a half and councilman was standing in the back. That's why we're here. That's exactly why we're here. And so what is your request?
That's your opinion. You might have 2 or 3 colleagues that believe in honesty and truth.
Again, that was incorrect. What is your point?
My point of order is that if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. If you can accuse me and my motives, I can sure accuse you of mine, of yours, when I'm telling the truth. What's good for you to accuse me of is definitely good for me. But I'm telling facts.
Point of order, Mr. Mays, again, you use the floor. You abuse the privilege motion, so that is your
Point of order.
Go ahead, that's your second warning.
Point of order. I know you want to get me out of here before we vote on your removal.
That's your second warning. Go ahead.
Second warning for doing a point of order.
What is your
On you accusing 3 of us to be a certain way. Now you made the allegation on 3 of us. And I did a point of order and said, don't be accusing me and 2 more wrong. And you gonna give me a warning for that?
Yeah.
So, you have been issued your second warning, Mr. Mays, and you are moving the meeting.
So, thank you, Brian.
You have been issued your second warning for violating rules.
And so you trying to have me removed from this meeting for taking up the 3 of run back the tape. Because what you said about three of us to me was wow, and I'm gonna take up for me, my son, my two colleagues. I ain't studying what you're talking about. I feel you want to check. I'm appealing your second one to try to throw me out.
Okay, thank you, Mr. May. So that is your second warning.
Can I just appeal?
And again, and you have appealed it, is there a second?
Yes, I, will support his appeal.
All right, second by Jerry Carter. All right, so as we wrap up, the fourth piece, Mr. Mayor was in violation of Robert Rule, attacking other members' motives and not staying germane to the issue at hand. It's a difference between someone being accusatory and attack, and that's exactly what Mr. Mayor was doing. Again, as the chair, it is my job to make sure that we are in order. If Mr. Mayor was like he did with me, as a senior councilman, being here for 10 years, he knows what to do. He's out of order, and he's trying to make it look like we're all against him and we're wrong. Follow the rules. So, a vote of yes means that you will overturn the ruling of the chair, stating he was in violation of Robert Rules 430 and 41.
This is about interrupting, you interrupting me. We ain't even on that appeal yet.
Just doing anything.
No, this is the appeal that technically, this is about you interrupting me and whether you was out of order. You're too hasty to try to get my butt out of here.
So this appeal is on. When Mr. Mayor had 9 seconds left,
Yeah, you interrupted.
I called a breach of the rules, and he stated that I interrupted him.
You did.
So that is what this appeal is about. So with that being said,
Ain't nobody.
a yes means that you want to overturn the ruling of the chair for interrupting Mr. Mayor, and a no means that you oppose the ruling of the chair for calling out a violation of the Robert Rules
Point of
Board.
order, Madam Chair. The appeal is for you not taking your second warning for wrongfully interrupting me with 9
No,
seconds.
it's not. That's not a point of order. No, it's not.
Point of order. I'm the one. Point of
Excuse
order.
me, he had first.
I had the point of order.
Mr. Mays, Mr. Murphy, go ahead.
We just voted on that.
Yeah. Ms. Dominic?
Mr. Murphy, point of order.
So now, so we already voted on so right now, we already voted on the breach of order, and the chair should be more for a second. We already voted, correct? Thank you, Ms. Madam Clerk. So right now, we are on the last appeal.
Why they just can't just look at
And that's right, and that's his warning for that, yes, so that's his warning. Okay, so, again, we are voting on, Mr. May said that he was interrupted when the chair called him to order for violating Robert Rules. What is your point of order?
Madam Chair, the fact is you did interrupt me with 9 seconds. I appeal to what?
Mr. Mayor,
Our interrupted me. Now let me make my point and then you conclude.
Right.
I mean, this is just ridiculous. You interrupted me with 9 minutes, that's a fact. I appeal that you were out of order and didn't give yourself your second warning for interrupting me with 9 seconds. That 9-second interruption when you was out of order that caused all this chaos, and shake their head. I know what our people, I feel that you didn't give yourself a second warning for interrupting me wrongfully. You had no reason to do it. And so that's the appeal. We vote yes or no whether or not you had the right to interrupt me with 9 seconds left.
Okay, so point of order denied, because that's not what happened. So,
Point of order. You can check with the clerk to see what my words were.
Mr. Mayor, you're being disorderly. What is your point?
A point of order to correct what happened is not disorderly. It might be a disagreement. You didn't set up anything wrong for last time. So just because I want the record straight on my appeal doesn't mean I'm disorderly.
Mr. Mays, enough, because you're utilizing the floor and you're abusing points of order. The clerk, she has already stated very plain where we are. We are at the appeal, where you accuse the chair of interrupting you.
Black power.
This is the next to the last
Point
appeal.
of order.
What is your point?
I accuse the chair of being out of order for interrupting me. You keep saying out of appeal, you interrupted me in 9 seconds. Now, if you want to make it clear, want me to quit doing point of order, ask the clerk, the official keeper of the record. I'm not going to let you call a vote on something that I didn't do.
Get up. That's all.
That's what you need. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go. She ain't gonna act right. Let's get out of here. This is some time. Let's go. She's telling you to go early.
Thank you.
So in other words, that's wrong.
What's up, gang? Some nights, bro. You want some nights? I'm fucking fuck out of them little bitches. What's up, gang? That's wild, gang. I ain't gonna lie. Pussy got some nights. Eat the fuck good. I'm talking about BB. Have my cash app.
Why did they do that? I get the
Where you located?
right. You got
They got more quiet and they started
How you finna get down here? There you go. I can't do it so quick. I said you didn't even have to throw it to me.
Still.
We have 6 members present. You have now the pledge of allegiance led by Councilman Murphy. Before we reach the prayer blessing led by Councilwoman Michelle, we would like to honor anyone that have brought low. Ms. Murphy.
Yes, I would like to William Williams, Pastor Wade, and also Jim Taylor, former councilman, Matt Taylor, brother Jim Taylor. And I also
All right, thank you, Councilman Murphy. Anyone else would like to acknowledge someone? Mr. Piper.
I would be remiss if we didn't acknowledge a long-time city resident and attendee of the city council, Chris Calderon.
All right, thank you. Anyone else in council? All right, Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns.
Thank you. You know, I'm here with Councilman Fife that to acknowledge, Mr. Del Maroney, who was a public servant. He did serve on many boards with the Flint City Council. And he attended every meeting, and his voice will be missed.
Anyone else in council?
Yeah, Madam Chair, I'm echo the sentiment as it relates to Mr. Del Maroney. I was able to go to his funeral this past Saturday. He served on the public review board, he chaired it. He was school board member. He was faithfully here for years, speaking up on the issues at the microphone. Mr. Dumas, I've seen him at the funeral. He was a school board member at the funeral. And on his Del Maroney, we had many, telephone conversations, I put it that way. And I think he was a decent guy. Mr. Dumas had something. He might have echoed that.
Mr. Dumas.
I would just like to remember the 911 individual that passed. This day we commemorate ourselves.
All right, and I would also like to remember Ms. Yolanda Denise Tolbert, Ms. Yolanda Denise Tolbert, as well as Mr. Keith B. Lewis. Mr. Keith B. Lewis, the Lewis family. Mr. Mayor?
I also want to add to that list in a moment of silence for a friend of mine. Talked to his brothers and sisters. I didn't know he had four brothers and sisters. I see Pastor Trail might have stepped out. This was Mr. James Hempfield. He worked with Little Moses over 40 years. I had the pleasure of meeting him in this last year or two. And I would like to add Mr. James Hempfield into the moment of silence.
Okay, so seeing that there's no one else, we will go ahead and have a moment of silence. Thank you. Now it's time for the prayer. Councilwoman Michelle.
All minds are clear. Heavenly Father, we come to you now, just first and foremost, thank you for this day and time. Thank you for your grace, your mercy, your love, and your favor. Thank you for allowing us to gather together here yet again to do a city affluent business, Father God. Let us all hear each other's voices in respectful manners. Let us all just find ourselves in your peace which surpasses all understanding. Let us find ourselves being more patient and more kind with one another, walking in the fruits of the Spirit, Heavenly Father. I ask now that residents would feel heard and they would know that everyone up here is here to meet their concerns. It is in Jesus' name, we thank you and pray, amen.
Amen. So now it's time for the reading of the disorderly city code subsection. Any person that persists in disrupting this meeting will be in violation of the Flint City Code Section 3110, disorderly conduct, assault and battery, and disorderly persons, and will be subject to arrest for a misdemeanor. Any person who prevents the peaceful and orderly conduct of any meeting will be given one warning. If they persist in disrupting the meeting, that individual will be subject to arrest. Violators shall be moved from the meeting.
Madam Chair.
So now we're on to
Madam
request
Chair.
for changes to the agenda.
Madam Chair.
Mr. Mays.
I was trying to get your attention during the reading of the disorderly persons subsection. Does that include you, the chair, as well?
Mr. Mays, that's some problem again. That's not taking order. Go ahead, Ms. Priestley.
Yes, madam, I'd like to make a motion to vote immediately in sequence for any proposed agenda changes.
All right. There has been a motion to vote in sequence. Any support? All right. Does it have been moved and seconded? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Point of order, Madam.
What is your point?
When a motion is made and properly seconded, don't you have to ask for any discussion?
Not at all. According to this, which we've been doing for the last several meetings, whenever there's a motion about time, there is no debate. Thank you, Senior Councilperson. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Mays.
I abstain because a motion made and properly seconded requires some type of discussion. There's no rule about voting in sequence in our rules, that type of thing. So without discussion on the motion, I can't be a part of that.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley? Yes. Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Michelle? Yes. Mr. Piper? Ms. Worthing? Yes. Vote is 8 yes, 0 no, 1 abstention.
The vote is 8 yes, 0 no, and 1 abstention. Any requests and change addition to the agenda?
Madam Chair,
Ms. Priestley?
I'd like to add resolution 230252.1 to the agenda.
And do you know exactly where?
Yes, in order of the resolution, at the end of the
So,
Request for
give
information.
me the information one more time.
It's 230252.1, it's the amended resolution for the, Court Street Village Peak project.
All right, is that all you have?
I'd also like to add, 230301, 230301, that's the shelter fund contract. The additional $25,000. I'd also like to add
Point of order. Point of order.
Go ahead,
I
Madam
got,
Clerk.
I got 2 things. Point of order. One, when I did a request for information, the chair ignored. When I had a request for information of Ms. Priestley, I don't know if you hear it, it purposely ignored. I'm not talking to you, Ms. Priestley, I'm talking to the chair. And then my point of order is that the clerk has something that she's concerned about one of these additions. And so I'm calling these point of orders and doing request for information, regardless of what you try to read my mind and do your job, which is respectfully to start all this on. If I may, Madam Chair, I want to hear from the clerk.
The resolutions that Ms. Priestley is adding are already a part of the council agenda, and the resolutions that may be referred to special affairs lost your form in special affairs, everything that was not addressed is automatically on this agenda. The only thing that's not on here is 310. So I'm being five, all the resolutions that she's listed are already on the council agenda. As would be referred to special affairs, which they would be moved on the form. So the only thing that's not on here is 310 because we voted to file it as special affairs.
Okay, so you said that, but she said 20201, that's not here. All right,
Request for position.
what is your request?
So, if they automatically come from special affairs, or they're on the council agenda, why do we have to have special affairs?
Well, Madam Clerk,
I'm sorry, I heard her ask for 23025.2.1 to be added to this agenda, and it's already on the agenda.
no, I think 23021, that's what she asked for that. You want to say?
Oh, 301.
301.
301 is also already on the agenda.
But we did, Madam Clerk, Madam Chair, we reviewed to the city clerk, but that didn't get passed to the agenda from special
They
affairs.
attorney.
So does it automatically go to
He got colder
the
in here.
council?
Correct.
And can I understand what Mr. White is asking, why we write that on special affairs, if they automatically pass this?
Thought it would just be getting cold outside. Because we lost the form and didn't address them, they're automatically sent to the committee, from the committee to the council agenda, but they always do. So they're on this listing as they refer to the form, they're automatically on this agenda.
So for clarity purposes, whenever we lose form at a special affairs meeting, those items do not stay in special affairs to the next week, so I thought that we did that before. So, yeah, we have done that before, everything is part of special affairs. And then, we addressed that in special affairs meeting, we never done that. This is the first time that we are going straight to special affairs, that we're taking everything from here and putting it on council. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but I'm just trying to be clear, because that hasn't been the precedent that we've been using.
Madam Chair,
Oh, please don't say that. So, through you, Madam Clerk, just for clarity, so is that in the rule?
And nothing rules about the form of the laws in the
Okay, so, all right, and so everything on this agenda that said may be referred to special affairs, maybe we need to change, will be referred to special affairs, is that what we're saying? Is that what happened? All right, so I'm trying to be clear, so we're gonna take all of the resolutions from special affairs and move them to council, is that what we're gonna do?
Hey, what's going on around here?
Madam Chair, for the second time, I'm asking to be recognized. Madam Chair, I am really a council person, and if I ask to be recognized, I was polite, but I'm courteous as well. And so I spoke up a second time. You've been here a little over maybe a year, and I've been here for 9 or 10 years, and you say you've never seen this before. I have. I've seen it, whether I've seen it under Inez Brown, or whether I've seen it under Ms. Donahue. I can tell you between me and guys trying to make it to heaven, I've seen it. That meeting was adjourned for lack of a quorum. Now, this council has a problem with consistency. They're not consistent, they don't apply the rules fairly and equally, they do what they do on the whim, but I've seen this before. And so for you to make the statement that you've never seen it before, you ain't been here that long.
I'm good.
So whatever the pleasure of this body is, that's where we at. We have an agenda change. And we'll see what the pleasure of the body is. And so that's where we're at, agenda change. If y'all want to review the rules, I heard somebody And this council is in desperate need to review its rules and have fair and uniform application. So I will see what happens when agenda changes. That's why sometimes you have to have discussion on motions outstanding. I've never seen a council like this.
All right, so, we're still on agenda changes. Anyone else would like to agenda change? Ms. Priestley, did you pursue?
Well, if everything got moved, I don't see the attorney from the Williams group here anymore, else I would add that special order on, but seeing that they're not here. I do want to, why, we're in agenda, never mind, that's not the point, but it did.
Point request of information. Through you to Ms. Priestley, the Williams firm had a closed session. The only thing that moved was resolutions, not special orders, is my understanding. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do, Mr. Williams. I was going to ask for a executive session to this agenda so that we could discuss this, add-on resolution because it's the employees of the city that are suffering. Thank you.
And request of information. Through you to the speaker, there was also a special order something to do with kids as well. You remember that? I mean, when you was here.
Love you.
All right, so, Mr. Vice?
I don't know how to do this, but so I'm gonna appeal the ruling of the chair that everything from special affairs is brought over, because I don't see that right. I want to see that where, because this in, how many months have we been here? That's never happened before, and all of a sudden, everything is gonna be brought over to special affairs without voting on it? I want to see that right, so I want to appeal the ruling of the chair.
What the chair did?
But we're, that's why I said I don't know how to do this. But if
Point of order.
we're going to do this,
Point of order. If you appeal in the decision of the chair's responsibility is to ask if there a second, and then we get into discussion. So I'm trying to see what's going on.
Okay, so
I'm
moving
sorry,
on.
mine is a point of order. Are we moving everything from special affairs over?
No. Okay. Anyone else would like to add any other changes to the agenda?
Yeah, Madam Chair.
Mr. Mayor?
So, let me clear something up. First, I thought the chair did and was in agreement with the clerk. And now Mr. Piper speaks, and I'm finding out different. That the chair is saying she was not in agreement with the clerk. I think we heard some of the same things, Mr. Piper. And I think that's why Ms. Priestley was proceeding a certain way. Now the chair, in my opinion, has changed mind in the middle of the stream. So if in fact that the chair don't believe that stuff can move like that and she's rude that they ain't, then the proper motion for me would be to move the resolutions or ask that the resolutions that was on the Special Affairs Committee agenda now be placed on the council agenda. And I guess we'll vote it up or down and then we'll see what happens there. But the problem I'm running into is that until I see what happens with that business and those resolutions, whether they're voted up or down to show up on this agenda, I don't want changes and amendments to the agenda to be over. So it's kind of problematic for me. I don't want to appeal the ruling of the chair to reject the movement of them based upon what the clerk said, because I've seen meetings adjourned for lack of a quorum, and I've seen stuff move, not out of committee, but I've seen a movement of special affairs. I think I know that to be a fact. Which group of council members it happened under? Have it happened under this group? I don't want to go that far, but I've seen it happen before. So I think the easiest route for me is to move the resolutions from special affairs, all of them, to council. And so I so move. Take that.
There has been,
Point of information, point of order.
Mr. Priestley.
Because we're talking about an agenda change, and we've already voted to vote on each individual agenda change separately in order and sequence, then this motion is up.
Thank you. Point well received. So, Mr. May, so we did vote on each individual change for Ms. Priestley. So, we're gonna, let's go ahead.
If I may, Madam Chair.
No. So.
Point of order. What do you mean, no? Point of order.
I want to give you the floor, so what can I do?
No, I said if I may, Madam Chair, you said no, so I'll make the see if it's when you give me the floor.
Absolutely, so it's not a point of order. Again, you just a group of you, the privilege motion.
No, I didn't. I'm trying to do right. Point of order, Madam Chair.
What rule has been broken?
And you didn't even hear my point of order.
We did.
No, you didn't. My point of order was that going to be that we could still vote on them individually in sequence. That was my point of order. You didn't let me get to it. If I made a motion to move all of them, and her motion was to vote for them individually in sequence, that doesn't prohibit that from happening, was my point. No, I didn't.
So, Mr. Mays, you did not ask for it. That's why I'm calling you. I'm calling you on right now to Attorney Campbell. Attorney Campbell, is that within the council rules to take every resolution and transfer it to council? Is that possible?
That's up to this body to decide how it will apply these circumstances. It doesn't address the circumstance directly, so, the fault is in discretion of the council.
Thank you. All right, any more changes?
Madam Chair, did I include 230314?
Point of order.
What's your point?
Madam Chair, I'm still waiting for you to rule whether or not my motion to move everything prohibits us from voting on them individually and in sequence. I don't know why we acted like we on separations.
So we are going through them one by one, but if this body, I want to be clear, if this, we can put a motion to see what's the pleasure of this body. If this body would like to take all of the resolutions and go one by one, and vote on them one by one to be accepted to council, we can do that. It's the pleasure of this body. So the chair will entertain a motion to do it one by one.
Point of order. Point of order. Madam Chair, Ms. Priestley made that at the beginning, and this body had already ruled and voted to do it one by one. I wasn't in agreement with it, but the majority already did that. That motion is booked in the records and on the book.
Man, it's getting colder in here, man.
You don't think I misunderstand that motion is vote on the sequence on changes. To vote on the changes to the sequence.
Oh, changes in sequence.
Vote for using the sequence on the changes.
So, Madam Chair, the proper thing I would say under this dilemma is to see whether or not there's a second to the motion to move all of them. If it is a second and it passed, then I believe you still have the opportunity to do separation. I don't know how you want to do it, still that seems to be logical and logical.
I think what you're saying is that once we go to the consent agenda, then we have the opportunity to, these would be added to the consent agenda, and then we would separation.
That's what I would think.
Yeah,
I'm not, so are you talking about the consent agenda, or are we talking about when we begin to vote this evening?
No. This is to add this to the consent agenda. Then when we make a motion to adopt the consent agenda, then we can do separations on whatever individual, resolution a member wants to separate.
So just want to be clear. So what we are, but I want to make sure that we get it right. I don't want any mishaps or any mistakes. So we're going to add, all of the resolutions to the consent agenda for council.
Madam Chair,
Mr. May.
Madam Chair, Ms. Priestley did make that motion. The motion that I made hasn't been seconded. I'm willing to withdraw it and we can make that motion. We think we still have a separation from listening to the clerk and listening to y'all. The motion she made to vote in seating had something to do with agenda change. And specifically, that has a lot to do with resolutions. Main agenda resolutions. Right now, without moving nothing from special affairs, the agenda consists of pledge allegiance, prayer, agenda changes, public hearings, and no resolutions. So Ms. Priestley seems to see where I see, understand where I'm headed, so I withdraw the motion, allow me to make it with the term consent agenda, and then we'll proceed from there. If you feel comfortable with that.
I'm not sure we're identical in the thinking.
Well, then you
I'm
got
adding individuals to the agenda, individual resolutions. I'm asking for additions to the agenda to include these resolutions. Then, once we approve the agenda, then we make a motion to approve.
And I understand, you don't have to be out there to go, hold up, point of order.
You don't have the floor.
Point of order.
You don't have the floor.
Point of order.
What's your point?
So you keep saying, when I say point of order, your job is to ask the point. The point is, I did have a floor, and Ms. Priestley, the one who didn't get a floor, but you so that mad and trying to get me, you forgot that I had the floor, and I was talking to her, and then she just went to talking without the floor. Then I said, point of order, to call that to your attention, and you don't have the floor. You don't have my point of order. I'm trying to remind you of who had the floor. I will remind you who didn't get the floor. I'm glad Ms. Priestley spoke, whether you gave her the floor or not. But you ain't on her like you on my black behind. I almost cussed. You treat white folks differently than you treat me. She didn't have a floor, so whether or not I did have a floor.
Mr. Mays, thank you. Attorney Kim.
I think there's a little bit of kind of confusion here, so in the interest of trying to move things forward, if we're at the stage for proposing changes to the agenda, so there's no need for a motion at this point. What's supposed to happen at this point is the members of the body can essentially propose changes to the agenda, which if Councilmember Mays' motion is interpreted as he's simply proposing that all of the items listed under maybe referred for special affairs be added to the agenda, that's his proposal. And as he mentioned, he's good with that being, with each of those resolutions being voted individually per this body's prior vote. So essentially, I think that would be, rather than worry about exactly when voting and motions and that stuff here, it would seem to move forward.
Thanks a lot. And so that looks like that was my understanding. So I was just trying to make sure I had clarity from the body. All right, so what we will do is, we can have a motion entertained, like Mr. Mays was saying, to move all of the resolutions.
It's not, he said, if he just requested that's his change, to have it added, he doesn't need a motion. That's what Mr. Kim said. You don't need a motion.
Okay. So all of these will be added, so then we will vote on every single resolution, underneath the resolution to be referred for special affairs. We will, vote on those one by one. That's what I hear. So just want to make sure we're clear. So thank you for clearing up that we did not need motion, and we will just vote in order. All right, so outside of what we discussed, anything else?
Madam
To
Chair.
add to the agenda? Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, Madam Chair. Once I see what's happening with these group of resolutions, then that doesn't complete agenda change. That's just completing the part about adding resolutions. How we gonna deal with that problem? Do we need to complete any, changes right now? Mr. Piper, you seem to think that we should complete all, and then after that, there will be no more proposed agenda change. That's kind of problematic for me because I don't know what's gonna pass and what's gonna fail. So under these rare circumstances, I would make a motion after we do the resolution from special affairs, we still at that point, based upon what passes or fail, entertain agenda changes, and I so move.
There's been a motion to do agenda change.
This agenda change specifically is gonna let us know what we do with the rest of our evening. Resolutions is the program. I'm clarifying that you asked me to, didn't you? Can I do that?
Mr. Mayor, fine.
You will if you listen.
I'm trying to listen. You're talking.
No, you interrupted me. Can you do that repeatedly? Now, you asked me something to clarify. I'm trying to clarify it, and you interrupted me after 10, 20 seconds. That ain't how that works. Then you wanna throw my black butt out and root me out of order, and ain't nobody gonna overturn it. I'm gonna try to clarify. There was a debacle in special affairs. It adjourned for lack of a point. I've known stuff to move, but the pleasure of this body wanted to deal with it.
What's your motion, Mr. Mayor?
I'm gonna let you refer to the clerk for my motion, because you keep interrupting me. So I've already made a motion. I'm gonna just get out the way, because you're gonna have me fussing and cussing, and something gonna happen. So you wanna know what my motion was, refer to the clerk.
Madam Clerk, what was the motion?
The original motion is to move all the special affairs resolution to city council for this agenda, and then to determine the order and get to the consent agenda. With agenda changes, so.
All resolutions to city council. And then,
In their proper place, if we give a resolution, and the consent agenda.
Point of order. That was a previous motion. The motion that you just made was to have, amendments or changes after we voted on these changes. That's the current motion. The other motion.
That is correct.
thank you, Mr. Pfeiffer. The deal is, when Mr. Mays is being asked to be specific, he's
You
not.
keep interrupting me. Point of order.
And so.
Point of order.
The clerk. And so we just need for our
Point of order.
council to just state what it is and stop it being interrupted. So what is your point?
My point of order is don't mischaracterize me. It was clear to me and to Mr. Piper what my motion was. Every time I tried to explain it, you interrupted me. And you did it twice, so I just got out your way and communicated through the clerk. You must receive information I give you, and you should listen to me, just like you listen to the clerk and Mr. Piper, and quit interrupting me every 10 or 20 seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Mays, the motion is out of order. So, let's go ahead and,
I appeal the ruling of the chair.
there's a bill on the rule on the chair. Alright, so, there's not a second, so it dies.
Point of order it is.
Okay, so it has been a support. The appeal ruled the motion improper because the maker of the motion refused to clarify for the chair. So, proceed.
Madam Chair, I didn't refuse to clarify, and I just have to watch whether or not you're gonna rule me out of order twice and throw me out of this meeting. So for me being safe and protecting myself, I referred to the clerk after 2 unlawful interruptions, and then Mr. Piper have clarified. Clearly, I said I wanted to keep agenda changes open. And I was trying to get to that, and I speak for 20 seconds, and you interrupt me. That was the motion, and you were supposed to ask if there a second. I appeal your ruling because a motion to keep the agenda item open after we see what our agenda gonna look like ain't out of order. This is a rare occurrence, and you got stuff moving from special affairs by motion. Now, the city attorney has told you twice that it's the pleasure of this body. And I'm one of the bodies. And I can make a motion to try to keep the agenda changes open. I'm gonna pause because she the one need to hear this. Yeah. And I don't think she can listen to the clerk and hear me at the same time, because she really don't hear me sometimes when I talk, when she ain't talking. So I don't know how you gonna vote on this appeal, but we do have the right to make that type of motion. You can remove my motion out of order, because I want to see what the agenda look like, resolutions, and then decide whether I want to make any specific changes. That was my motion. I stand by it. I think it's proper. It's logical under the circumstances. I'll be voting yes to overturn the ruling of the chair. It's not a proper motion. Thank
Madam
you.
Chair.
Ms. Priestley.
Thank you. This, I believe that what Mr. Mays wants to do is extend debate on the agenda changes. However, I also want to say that we could have saved ourselves 10, 15 minutes if we just, when I start saying this resolution, just list resolutions that you want to go to council, and then we can vote on it and be done. So instead, we're sitting here fighting again. And it's time to move this meeting forward. It's time to get the business of the city done. And I am so frustrated tonight because it's been nothing but fights. Amen. And we haven't had that for a month. And this is crazy. Thank you.
Mr. Mitchell, please, let's be in order. Okay, so anyone else would like to speak on this appeal? Anyone else would like to speak on this appeal? Seeing that no one else would like to speak on this appeal, I'll go ahead and speak. The chair is not saying that Mr. Mays can't make a motion, but if everyone is here to witness, the chair asked the maker of the motion to clarify the motion, asked the maker of the motion to state the motion specifically. And Mr. Mays decided that he was not going to respond to the chair. Then Mr. Mays told the chair to defer to the clerk. The chair deferred to the clerk, and the clerk didn't have an understanding of what Mr. Mays was saying. Oh, no. And so, all we're trying to do is get clarity on Mr. Mays' motion. That's all we're trying to do. And so, I ruled his motion out of order because Mr. Mays would not properly state the motion. This is from his mouth to my ears. I'm writing it down verbatim so I'll get it right. If he does not state the motion, if he refuses to state the motion, as we just witnessed that he did, he deferred to the clerk. The chair drop the motion, and we can move on, and maybe whoever has a clear understanding, like Mr. Viper, you can put the correct motion on the floor so we can move on. As my job as chair is to clarify, make sure I have an understanding, make sure I keep the meeting running. That's my job. But when my colleagues refuse to clarify what they mean and what they're trying to do, I can't do anything. Then we can't get a second. Let's get out of personality, regardless if you like me or care for me in this position or not, that doesn't matter. The deal is, what are you trying to do so we can get it done? And you refuse to state to me what we were trying to do, so we moved on. What is your request?
I hear you repeating that. Didn't in fact I say you interrupted me twice, so then I referred to the clerk? Isn't that a fact?
So with that being said, if you want to uphold the ruling of the chair, you will vote no. If you would like to reverse the ruling of the chair, you will vote yes. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Lewis.
No.
Mr. Murphy.
No.
Ms. Priestley. No. Ms. Winfrey Carter.
Yes.
Ms. Burns.
Yes.
Ms. Michelle.
No.
What?
Mr. Pfeiffer.
Yes.
Ms. Worthing.
No.
Mr. Mays.
Yes.
Vote is 4 yes, 4 no, 1 abstention.
Well, it's 4 years, 4 no, 1 abstention. On abstention, the ruling of the chair stands. The chair will, so what we will do, the chair will entertain a motion. We don't need a motion. So we will begin to go in sequence, because everything has now been moved on.
Madam Chair,
Ms. Priestley.
I have several resolutions I will vote, thank you. Request, 230312.
You're making request of that all.
Yeah. Yes. So what we're about to do, we're about to just vote.
Okay, sorry.
Point of order.
What did you do?
We would be voting on the motion. The motion y'all didn't agree with was the one to keep the agenda open. You missed it. Ms. Priestley missed it. Mr. Piper got it, I got it, and the record keeper got it. What y'all do with y'all business, but you gotta have a memory to see a check. And so it was a motion made and properly seconded. The only motion that wasn't seconded. But anyway, whatever you and Priestley then want, I'm gonna withdraw my point.
Thank you. So where's your point?
Is there a motion on the floor?
No. Whenever someone said point of order, all talking must cease. So Ms. Worthing had the
You came to tell me that you was at a point of order with me.
Ms.
Why can't folks point of order stop stuff? And why
Ms.
can't-
Worthing. Thank you.
Lord Jesus.
Is there a motion on the floor?
No, we were about to vote. Okay. Not a problem. All right, so we're about to proceed with the vote for this agenda. I do apologize for the time. All right, so we're going to start with Chairman, Resolution 230310 to be,
We dropped it.
what? 230312. This is to be added to the city council agenda. Roll call, Madam Clerk. We're on the agenda changes.
Y'all can't put no words in the first mouth now. Wait. Ms. Priestley trying to open
Point of order, Madam Chair.
What is your point?
What she's trying to tell you, this is a council meeting. All records have to be kept by motions and votes. This ain't a committee meeting. Ain't no orders without objections. We act by motions, resolutions, and ordinances. This is a procedural procedural things. It requires a motion. It's just the basic thing that most folks know when you have to be a keeper of the record.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. May. So making sure that I hear what I'm hearing. The attorney said that, and also Mr. Pfeiffer, that we don't need a motion, okay? So we don't. Right now, what we're doing, we're gonna change to the agenda. So we are in the process of adding and taking away things to the agenda.
This don't make no
And
sense.
so this body wanted to add, every, resolution, they want to vote on the sequence. So since we don't need a motion to do that, we're about to start our voting in sequence right now on every resolution that's going to be referred for special affairs. That's what we're doing right now.
Point of order.
What is your point?
You do that by a motion. You can't just start saying stuff. For example, if you gonna do them one by one, they take individual motions.
Point of order.
And people have a pleasure to.
No, you know what, there's a point of order.
I'm in a point of order.
What's your point, Ms.
The
Priestley?
point is that we already passed a motion to vote in sequence individually on each agenda change. Thus, we've already made and passed that motion. So we need to go into the vote on each individual agenda item, a yes or no, to add or not.
Thank you. Point of order will receive. What is your point, Mr. Mays?
In order to vote in sequence on each agenda change, you got to propose the change. And you propose the change by motion. In other words, whether you do the motion to move all of them or move them individually, it takes individual motions. Now think about it. Y'all got consent agenda.
Point of order denied. Mr. Mays, we're wasting time.
Let me finish.
We don't have to wait for the chair. That's fine. Is there a second? Is there a second?
I'll support that appeal.
All right, it's been, properly seconded by Ms. Winter Carter. We have been over this several times. It has been stated by the attorney that we don't need a motion for this because we are voting for change to the agenda. And so we're in the process of doing that right now. Go ahead, Mr. Mays, with your appeal.
Miss Lewis, you can talk nasty to me and snap it all you want. It's not going to deter me. You's a nasty, snap it talking person when it comes to me. You don't talk nasty.
Order,
What's your point?
not germane and not professional.
Right, Mr. Mays, let's stay on one
I
topic.
appeal your ruling that you agree with Ms. Worthing that I'm not germane. I had only spoke for a second trying to make my point. I'm gonna appeal that. I'm gonna appeal that stuff because I'm gonna break it up. I'm ignorant and she's smart. I appeal the ruling that you say, yeah, she's right. I hadn't even made my point yet. So I appeal the ruling that you teamed up with her like I'm writing up trying to get it out of here. I appeal. I was germane. See out of order. Because if you want to talk cross at me, I could have a lot I could say, so you don't want to give her the
Mr. Mays, please.
No, it's a
Mr. Mays.
I appeal the ruling of the
We
chair
understand.
and check her for talking cross here.
So is there a second for Mr. Mays' appeal, for him not being germane?
Madam Chair, I support.
All right. Supported by Tanya Burns. All right, so we're.
Madam Chair, point of order, we got to appeal because if I start hollering back or saying something to the white woman, you gonna check me. You ain't checking her, ain't warning her. I'll appeal your ruling not to do so in the middle of it.
The chair didn't want anything.
I called it to your attention. She said right there, this video, people looking, she was saying something to me, out of order, didn't have a thought. And you ain't warning her, she laughing.
All right,
Now she
so,
saying, poor baby, I'm not your baby.
Mr. Mays,
She can't do quick.
She need to
So
quit.
we,
Wow, she just sat up there and did that. Wow.
okay, hold on.
So she don't get no warning for them hand gestures?
She making,
Audience, let's not yell out. You call them public speaking.
Kick us all out.
wow.
Man, that's crazy.
So what is your?
Madam Chair, she is stated making condescending remarks about the first ward. You may not be able to hear from this end, but she is making remarks. I hope the first ward is happy with them, and she is talking over here.
We hear over
We need
here.
to be fair. We need to be fair, Madam Chair.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So Ms. Word, I didn't hear anything, but if you are, speaking without the floor like Mr. Mays has been doing all night, stop it.
It's still not a warning.
Doing that all night. And if you wanna rule and do that, I'll appeal that, because I'm not gonna play the games with you as well.
So, as we continue to go to the meeting, we are at,
That's a shame.
Madam Chair, go ahead.
We are in the appeal, Mr. Mays, and that's the appeal, that there was no motion for these conditions.
Okay, thank you. So, go ahead and let Mr. Mays comment.
Yeah, Madam Chair, I'm about getting tired. I want the meeting to move on, but I want this public to know who you are. In between, I'm gonna wait, Madam Clerk. Can you stop the clock, because I'm talking to her. 2 minutes and 23 seconds is where I want to stop.
She called her over here to do that.
She really thinking it's funny. It's a waste of time. I know why. She think it's funny.
She purposely did that. And that's on his time.
We can hear over here, so I don't know why the deal can't hear.
You know what she doing.
Go ahead, Mr. Mays.
You gotta reset his time. Reset his time.
Yeah. Plan your time.
Yeah, I have no fantasy that I can change Ms. Lewis' vote. I don't think I have a fantasy that I can change her behavior, but I did want to stop so she can hear what's being said. Y'all don't know her like I do. In between special affairs and city council meetings, the deputy chief of staff for Mayor Neely is Ed Taylor. She's standing at the door with Ed Taylor, me and Clarence Flynn getting on the elevator, and she gives me the finger.
Wow.
That's how nasty she is. Now, here in between meetings, if I give her the finger or cuss her out, you gonna hear about it. But not only has she gave the finger, she done told Miss Bev stuff. She done talked about my mama. This is a nasty black lady. And she acted nasty. And I got it.
What's your point? This is not appropriate language for a professional meeting.
Mr.
You feel
Mays,
somebody burned in
so
professional
we
meeting.
are clarifying,
And part of my clarification is that you talking nasty to me in front of these people when I'm trying to make motions and get the business right I just started out by telling her how nasty and ignorant you are by giving me fingers and cussing and doing.
Mr. Mays, again, let's not call the colleague's name and also make a story. Thank you.
I'm not making a story. I'm telling the truth. When you stand before God, you admit yes or no whether I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the absolute godly truth. And if you deny it that you did it, that's on you and whoever you praise. But you did it, and then you come in here without the cussing and the finger, and you talking nasty to me and won't let me procedurally deal with how I think the motions in the business and the records should go. That's how it's relevant, Ms. Worth. If you're nasty to me privately, getting on elevators, and then you come in here and you do the same thing with a certain tone, it's called bad decorum. It removed me for 30 days. So this ain't a petty issue when you see people discriminate and talk nice to y'all white folks and nasty to my black brother. It's serious business. It's called discriminatory, illegal activity and treatment. And Mr. Murphy, you can all you want to clear your throat, but I'm here. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Anyone else want to speak?
Could you tell me where we at on this? Because we so I need to know where I'm at.
So right now, this is at MP. This is just made a appeal. And, this is an appeal for, putting a motion.
This is really sad. Here we are, and we got to the agenda at all. Judy Priestley did a vote in sequence. All we had to do was go around and add what we wanted to add on for special affairs. She went down the list and started coming up with her resolution. When she got done, anyone else of us could have went down and added a resolution or added something else. I wanted to add something else that wasn't on the resolution to talk about. When we hear, we ain't even got into the agenda. I'm telling y'all, and I'm gonna stick to what I say. This man came back to city council, and we can't get no business done. As long as he was gone, we was getting business done. And as long as he's here, we go always keep on going down this road of these points of order and points of request for information, and we ain't gonna get nothing done until we have the political will to override what he's trying to do. In my opinion, it's an attempt to stall the meeting agenda. Now, for as much as we've been coming to these city council meetings, we've been able to get this stuff done. Now here we is in all of these appeals because he want to appeal something. One of my colleagues want to second his appeal, and here we are, and we have a right, because that's what democracy look like, to second his appeal. But here we are, and we still ain't even got no business done at the city hall, and we getting paid to sit here and go back and forth.
The system is not fair.
And here we is.
Anyone else like to do it?
I have no idea. I have posted a whole topic for my residents of these words. I don't even react. I don't even care, to be honest. Because at this point, we have overcomplicated something that shouldn't be complicated. We need to figure out how to vote. We need to figure if it doesn't carry over for a special affair. That may have been the hardest decision to make. The carry over item because the meeting was adjourned. But here's how we know about that back. We all here right now. So we all need to learn how to get along, and if you please correct your tone is very abrasive. And when your tone is abrasive, it does set him off. And it is not the same treatment that you, and this tone will come back abrasive at you. So I'm fair with it. But then the other part is you do not share fair. And I don't want to get in the weeds with that. And Councilman Murphy, sometimes I don't agree with Councilman Davis, but I will give him an opportunity. It's you buck and wise. You buck and wise.
You sit right next to that food and you take me to it. Now, if I start doing stuff that y'all, we gonna be the better. And you gonna get more. And you gonna say something about point of order is order and quit it.
Right. Back to you, Ms.
Right.
So, with our colleagues, if you're going to apply Rule 43.21, apply it to everybody.
Everybody.
What I'm saying. If you're going to apply it to everybody. And you have to be fair, and that's what I would hope to see you do. And Councilman Murphy, I am not going to take the opportunity to light you up.
Wow!
I'm not. Because you get into stuff that is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. So I hope we can move on. I mean, it's, wherever we are at this point, we need to vote on the agenda. And let's get on. We don't like each other, take it outside. But y'all do say a lot of stuff outside in the elevators. I heard. So, I mean, let's not let it carry what you say outside and the dislike inside. And y'all need to leave that personal out there. This is the business. If you don't like me, I'm fine. When we get there, it can be about the business, and it's not. And your tone, and your name's tone can display that. Because you snap and you the chair. You set the tone of the meeting out and title, and you're chairing two meetings. You're doing special affairs along with the council meeting. So for that duration on council, you're chairing. You gotta pull that back and take that high road, and in that way he won't snap. Because there were some things that you didn't understand, that Councilman Pfeiffer was saying, that you were saying, that Councilman Mays was saying. That you didn't get us the chance, so collectively we're supposed to work together to figure out what to do. That's how it's supposed to work. We're supposed to figure out what to do and listen. So, I don't know where we're at, but my colleagues, I got candy if y'all need it.
Your time is up, time.
Right. All right, anyone else like to speak on this appeal? Anyone else like to speak? All right, so seeing that no one else like to speak on this appeal, I'll make mine on that opportunity. I believe this appeal is about putting a motion on the floor so we can move on. We were advised by Attorney General that we did not need to do that, but Mr. May said that we do. And so,
Point of order. Nobody knows what we're at. Or to clarify, I don't know if that's what.
okay, go ahead.
You all, when you speak, and can I see your face? When you duck and you talk into the microphone, I want to see your face.
Sir, you're out of order. Madam Clerk.
That says no motion to add.
Okay, so we are on an appeal that there is no motion needed to add this agenda item. This is where we are. And so, because we are in the, everyone had the liberty of adding, we were advised by Attorney Kemp that we did not have to go through them all, that we can vote on them one by one, and that's what we were in the process of doing. So, if you would like to return the ruling of the chair, the ruling of the chair is we will go straight to the vote for everything on the special affairs agenda that we didn't cover. You will vote no. If you would like to overturn the ruling of the chair, you will vote yes. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Murphy.
No.
Ms. Priestley?
No.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
I abstain because I don't know where we at.
Ms. Bouchard?
No.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
No.
Ms. Worthing?
No.
Mr. Mays?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
No.
The vote is 2 yes, 6 no, 1 abstention.
Vote is 2, yes, 6 no, 1 abstention. The vote of the chair is upheld. So now we're on our other appeal. That was from Mr. Mays, second by Ms. Burns. And it's about Mr. Mays not being germane. So, Mr. Mays, go ahead. And this is about Mr. Mays not being germane to his appeal. Go ahead.
Madam Chair, whether you're in a court of law, or city council meeting, or whether you're having a conversation out on the street, in order to determine whether a person is being germane, you have to listen to more than 1 or 2 sentences. You can't determine whether a person is germane by interrupting them after 20 seconds, or if they say that you, in this case, get a thing to talk nasty and you're doing this, you try to take care of this business, you gotta wait till I say, as we try to take care of this business. You can't say me not germane just because I'm saying you treat me nasty at the outset. Anybody with common sense will know you better listen to the whole thought before you make a ruling that a person is or is not germane. In court, the judge will tell you, I'm gonna give you a little latitude, but you may as well hurry up and make the point. Y'all be so busy, you and Miss Worthing and Murphy and some of them, that hear Murphy singing the song. We can't get no business done. I've been taking care of business for 9, 10 years before y'all got me. And gonna continue after some of y'all might very well be gone. That's just a bunch of poppycock. I seen an argument when I wasn't even in a council meeting. Poppycock. I hate to see people try to use me as scapegoats and they're ignorant when they do it. Their stuff is recorded. And you protected them. That Miss Worthing over there sitting and talking like she had hammered and teaching some kids and the kids coming up to me telling
Point of
me.
order.
What is your point?
Jermaine, he's not germane.
Yeah, if Mr. Mays, her place is the point, it has nothing to do with this.
Oh, yes, it does.
Please state your name.
I'm germane with her talking and doing, and she's a teacher at Hamilton, and the kids coming up to me.
Mr. Mays, again, you have one warning. Please, stay germane.
I am germane. She is coming up to me,
Point of order.
13 years old.
Point of order.
What's your point?
Still going on. Please remain Jermaine.
Mr. Mays, okay?
Ms. Lewis, you done warned me publicly for repeated points of order. Kids coming up to
Point of
me.
order.
Mr. Worthing, what's your point?
I don't know how many times I'm gonna need to say this because he's not staying germane.
So, Mr. Mays, you've been warned twice, let's not bring up her appointment, so that will be.
Kids, I'm gonna appeal that warning. I'm talking about kids talking about other me and kids talking about you. So I appeal that you wanted me because I'm talking about this word and behavior related to yours. That's what I appeal.
So, there is an appeal on the floor for Mr. Mays' warning for not being germane and bringing up his word in the workplace continuously. Is there support?
You want to support?
No, I'm sorry.
I'll support it.
So good, so. Yeah, I'm talking about kids telling me stuff about folks' behavior on this council. I talk about grown folks telling me stuff about your behavior, Ms. Worthy. And you can warn me till the cows come home. Y'all can throw me out for a year because I'm telling you what kids in this community, children is telling me about y'all. And that's how I operate. Grown folks talking about you to me, Ms. Worthy, pastors. You done cussed the pastor out twice. Children coming up to me, you can't silence me about what this community is telling me about y'all. How dare you, and how dare her try to double team and restrict my freedom of speech and telling the truth about what folks telling me. I ain't scared you of her.
What are we on right now?
So we are on the appeal that he was not being germane by talking about me being nasty.
Oh, so it's not my question to the council member is, are you on this council to move the city forward or just talk bad about everyone you don't like? Like, what is this, I mean, if we want to ask the residents, what is your purpose? What's your purpose? Let's start with that.
So what is your request?
Is she really asking me a question that she just making a comment? Because I'm on this council to weed out racism, discrimination, different treatment and all of that. That's part of my job.
That's enough. So anyone that doesn't agree with you is someone you would like to throw off this council. Is that productive to being a council member, or are you supposed to work together for, moving the city forward?
If I may point out discrimination and racism.
It's discrimination that we don't agree with you. It's discrimination that we don't let you cuss at people, call them names, and we don't let you destroy this meeting. That's discrimination.
Request information.
Mr. Mayor?
What's your request? Ain't you the one that's recorded calling me a narcissistic asshole?
Mr. Mayor, that's your warning.
Ain't she got Karen, stop.
Okay, this is great entertainment for your TikTok fans. But it is just absolutely painful for those of us that want to see ARPA funds being passed, people who want to do the work for this city. They've sat here for more than 4 hours listening to this crap. It's ridiculous. And if you're going to leave, stay gone.
Wow. Maybe you should follow suit.
Anyone else want to speak? Hopefully we're not talking about breaking the form. Anyone else would like to speak on this appeal?
They can't break down.
Go ahead.
The behavior and the name calling, and I'm gonna say on both sides, it has got to stop. And these things have to be, there's gonna have to be some reform. And it has to be distributed, it has to be equally and fair. Too many times these meetings, they're not. And it is, I remember another time, it is 8:23. This meeting started 4:30. And y'all getting digs in. Digs is keep coming. The senior councilman. And the narcissistic a-hole. And then also the nasty white woman platforms. We have to fair. But y'all got to, y'all have got to figure out, this is why we do not have a council president at this time. We are absent of a council president. We are absent of leadership. And this is what you need, which is chaos. It's chaos. And you cannot, I do not foresee how this council is going to be brought together with the leadership that we have. Because Councilwoman, you over there. See, this is the thing, you're cheering, but talk, give people a favor. Get Jasmine Stanley.
Ms. Burns, let's stay Jermaine.
I'm saying Jermaine, your behavior is Jermaine, what you just did.
Point of order. Ms. Lewis, you're abusing that chair. If this appeal has to do with your nastiness, you can talk about it. And I'm mad because I'm trying to pass that resolution to get y'all out of here. And so we don't call you nasty, you get order because the appeal has to do with your nastiness, giving things to your
Mr. Mays, point of order denied.
Okay, I want to appeal that we call you nasty. I appeal that we can't call you nasty. What's that, Mr. Ashton? Point of order. If I appeal that we can call you nasty, you in word, and you say you overruling it, I can ask for an appeal.
That's fine, so would you like to appeal?
I have appealed it, that's right.
So see, I know second.
Okay. And see, she's still talking about that. Can you warn her? Can you warn her, please? Excuse me, Madam Chair, can you warn her because I have the floor? Can you warn her about it?
She just act like she don't see shit. She don't hear or see. She don't see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. She don't see it. Good sense.
Y'all need to let the audience.
They gonna be off if they let the audience vote. They gonna be here. See, they was lying about the rules, talking about we get to speak for 2 minutes, they get to speak for 3 minutes. They knew that thing already done. They didn't do that. They be lying. Look, this is what she do every time. She leave. She finna leave. She finna leave. When people start calling her out, she leave. Bro, she do this every time, man. Still ain't gonna warn her. She not gonna warn her, bro. She not. She not finna warn her. She not.
What? That's not Jermaine.
What
right
you say?
there.
That ain't. That's not Jermaine. That's not Jermaine. That's not Jermaine.
That's a warning.
White privilege. That's the best case of white privilege I ever seen in my life. I ain't never seen it. She gonna get her ass whooped. She gonna get her ass whooped.
Don't give her that energy.
Run behind the security. Every time, bro. We do this shit every time, gang. I hate coming down here. Tell that nigga sit in the money, bro. We do this shit every time, gang.
All right, sweet on up out of here.
Fat ass. It's the fight for him. That's the only one, bro. He be really doing this shit, bro. The rest of them, they be on bullshit, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, man. Like, seriously, bro. You're not getting nothing involved, gang.
Keep her ass at home.
And everybody here except today. Everybody here. She can hear it. Yeah, she can hear it. Right. She can hear it. And then she come out
Just you got enough juice. You good. You about out of here. Is that the last? They funny as hell, man. Damn, what's that girl name with that red lipstick on?
They about to try to have a meeting. Just like when they got him out of prison, they about to come to that shit. That's what they doing. That's what they call it. He's standing there. Right, so they couldn't say it here. They up there trying to have a meeting right now. They're trying to drop 15 and 16. Suspension woman and council. Suspension. Councilman Quincy Murphy on the last 6. That's what they still up there for. Because they know they got the votes to drop. I watched every meeting. They
Eric. Eric. Come say something to your fans before we log out, man.
Next Wednesday. It is now 8:36, and the city council meeting is adjourned for lack of quorum.
Oh yeah, take your brother. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me